Hey guys, Dara here, and today I'm doing the New Year's book tag. I was tagged by Rebecca over at Becca and the Books. I'll leave all her information down in the description box below. So without further ado, let's just get started. Question number 1 is an author you want to read that you've never read before. The first author I have here is Neil Gaiman, and the only book I've ever heard from him is The Graveyard Book, I believe. Maybe I'm mixing him up with Neil Shusterman, but either way, Neil Gaiman is one I've been dying to read from. The other author I want to read is Brandon Sanderson. He wrote the Mistborn series, and that's a series I've been wanting to read for a while. But Brandon Sanderson is that author that he has so many works that you don't know where to start. So if you guys have any advice as to where I should start, leave them down in the description box below. Question number 2 is a book you'd like to read, any book in general. And for this one, I actually have a whole video of all the books I want to read for 2018. I'll leave it linked up here, but I'll just choose one, and that is The Nightingale by Kirsten Hanna. This book is set in World War II. If you guys don't know this about me, which I've actually said it a billion times, I love historical fiction when it has to deal with World War II. This book has to deal with two sisters and the relationship throughout the war. My sister-in-law has read it and she said it was a fantastic book, so I can't wait to read it. Question number 3, a classic you'd like to read. I'm not much of a classics person. I actually avoid that genre, not because it's horrible, but if I were to choose to read a classic this year, I have two, once again, for this one. I have A Tale of Two Cities by Charles Dickens, I believe. Now, I'm not gonna lie. The only reason why I want to read A Tale of Two Cities is because it was mentioned in Clockwork Prince and Clockwork Princess and Clockwork Angel, and I know I said that in reverse order. Either way, it's been mentioned so many times in that trilogy that I'm like, is that seriously a really good classic book? Another book that I've been really interested in reading is Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen, I believe. I've heard nothing but great things about that book as well. I never got to read it in school, so I feel like if I choose to pick it on my own free will, maybe I'll get something from it. Question number 4, a book you'd like to reread. Now, I'm always rereading books, mostly because that's the only way I can keep my reading slump at bay. The first reread I'm doing is the Shadow Chronicle books by Cassandra Clare. Emma from Emmmabooks started the read-along, so I'll leave her video explaining what it is down in the description box below. I finished City of Bones, and I'm not gonna start City of Ashes until later on. Another reread I'm doing is the Throne of Glass series by Sarah J. Maas. I'm reading them along with Rebecca from Becca and the Books, who coincidentally, I know I said that wrong, tagged me to do this video. We are really excited, and we don't start until February. Another book I want to reread is the Twilight Quartet, because it's been a while since I've read this. I think it's been about 3-4 years since I picked this up, and I want to know if I'm still gonna love it as much as I did when I was younger, which younger means high school, of course. I haven't reread it since I turned 21, but I am really excited. Question number 5 is a book you've had for ages and you want to get through this year. And the book I want to get through this year that I've had forever is A Game Board of the Gods by Rochelle Mead. Rochelle Mead is a Washingtonian. She lives here in Washington, not in the same city as me, but just knowing that I have an author that lives near me is like, I can almost touch them. I'm not creepy, I swear. Question number 6 is a big book you'd like to read. And for this one, the only big books I own at the moment that I really want to get through that I'm reading for the first time, not a reread, but for the first time, are Cassandra Clare's Lady Midnight and Lord of Shadows. These are the only humongous books that I have. This is 668 pages long, but I believe Lord of Shadows is a little bit bigger, but either way, these are the only humongous books that I want to get through right now. Like I said, I will be getting through them this year because I'm doing the read-along with Emma from Emmmabooks, and I will end up reading these soon. Question number 7, an author you've previously read but want to read more of this year. And for this one, I have Victoria Schwab / V.E. Schwab. They're the same person. Last year, I read A Darker Shade of Magic by V.E. Schwab. It's an adult fantasy novel about dimension travel. It's really good. If you're a fan of Doctor Who, definitely recommend it. I've talked about this before, but I started reading This Savage Song in 2017, and I absolutely loved it. The first page grasped my attention so much. I thought it was written fantastically that I'm absolutely excited to read this, and I will also be continuing on with A Gathering of Shadows, which I believe is the second book in the Darker Shade of Magic trilogy. Question number 8, a book you got for Christmas that you'd like to read. And for this one, I have Our Dark Duet, which is the second and last book in the Savage Song duology. This is the only book I got for Christmas last year. That's why this kind of connects to question number 7. This is the second book, which means that I'll be reading the first book soon so I can get to this one for this year. This Savage Song is about anti-heroes, I believe. At least that's what I've heard. And from what I read in the first page, that girl, she should be in trouble. Question number 9, a series you would like to start and finish in 2018. And for this one, I started so many series last year, and I don't know which series I can start and finish this year that I haven't started before. So this means Detective Dora is on the case. Got my laptop up on Goodreads, and I'm gonna scour Goodreads to see what kind of series are out there that I have not yet started that I could finish. Let's go to view all books. Got it! A series that has been completed that I can start this year and finish is Queen of the Tearling by Erica Johansson. I believe this is an adult fantasy series, which I'm really excited because I really love expanding my reading tastes, and so far a new reading taste that I love is adult thriller mystery / suspense, and I can't handle myself right now. I love mysteries. So yeah, that is a series I would like to start and finish in 2018. Queen of the Tearling by Erica Johansson. Question number 10, a series you want to finish that you've already started. And that is Marissa Meyer's retellings of a lot of fairy tales, and Cinder is the first book. I have read Cinder and Scarlet, which are the first two, and Cinder is a retelling of Cinderella. Scarlet is a retelling of Red Riding Hood, and I'm currently on Cress, which is a retelling of Rapunzel. So yeah, I am really excited to finish this series finally. I absolutely adore retellings, and Marissa Meyer, once again, is a Washingtonian like me. Again, we don't live in the same town, but where she lives is close to where my dad lives. Question number 11, do you set reading goals? If so, how many books do you plan to read for 2018? If you watched my favorites of 2017, you know that I was in a horrible reading slump in 2017. I only read like 38 books, which for me is really low. Towards the end in December, for some reason, I got out of my reading slump and I started reading more. And now we're in January and I'm reading every week and I'm finishing lots of books, and I'm so thankful I'm finally out of my reading slump. So this year I decided to challenge myself and I want to read 55 books. I wanted to set it to 100, but I realized if I set it to 100 and I see myself falling back, I'm going to get back into a reading slump. So I decided to just do it 55, one book a week, and if I end up finishing more than one book, that's great. Now, if I see that I'm ahead on my challenge, I will not be changing it. I'll keep it the same. Usually when I do fall behind, I change it to something that's more reachable, but I've decided that if I am falling behind on my challenge, I'm not gonna change it because I want it to motivate me so I can continue reading to get to that goal. Question number 12, any other reading goals? Yes, I am. Oh, I don't have the paper here. My bad. I am participating in Pop Sugar's reading challenge, and so far I have finished like 3 challenges, currently on my 4th. Doing the Pop Sugar challenge is making me read types of books that I wouldn't normally pick up on my own accord. I've had to research some genres because I have no idea what they're about, like Nordic noir. I don't know what Nordic noir was, so I had to Google that shit, and it did give me some books. And I picked a book that really got my attention, and I already got it from my library. I put it on hold, and I think I'm still on the wait list, so I can't wait for that to come in. Like I said, doing the Pop Sugar challenge, I'm reading books that I wouldn't normally get myself. I didn't do my research, so I don't know who to tag, but if you are watching this and you haven't done it, I tag you. Thank you guys for watching. Please make sure to give this video a big thumbs up if you liked it, and subscribe if you want to see more of my face, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye! Moana, get out of the closet! Oh yeah, it's garbage day. Got it.